My name is Kedzi Mo. I'm currently halfway through my sophomore year at Washington State University. Go Cougs. And here I am studying public relations and sports communication.
Hi, my name is Nicholas Lee, and I'm a second year at the University of Chicago studying computer science and economics, part of the UPrep class of 2021.
My name is Joseph Young. I'm also a second year at U Chicago, also UPrep class of 2021, and I'm studying physics and astrophysics.
Hi everyone, my name is Gabrielle Petrie and I'm a freshman at Santa Clara University.
Hi everyone, my name is Michael Gary. I'm a junior at Yale, majoring in economics and global affairs. I graduated from UPrep in 2020.
Hello everyone, I'm Adriana Hernandez, a current freshman at the George Washington University.
And there definitely did come a time in my senior year when people started figuring out what schools they were going to, and they started finalizing their lists. And I definitely had a moment of I think insecurity is the best way to put it, because a lot of people were going to schools that were a lot more prestigious than I was. And part of me wondered if there was something wrong with that, if maybe, I should have pushed myself harder, but it wasn't until that I finally got here that I knew that this is where I was supposed to be, because it is what you make of it. It is 100% what you make of it. If you want to go to a really prestigious school, that's great. If you want to go to a state school, if you want to go to a public institution, that's also amazing. You're going to have an amazing experience there, and you're going to do incredible things. It is seriously what you make of it. So don't let the pressure of everybody else's choices around you influence you into making a decision that doesn't feel right.
I think for me, it wasn't emphasized enough to remember to have a good time. I think we're always told to take hard classes, make sure you get your degree, this is maybe your last bit of education, but it's also good to have it's also nice to have a fun time. Remember to take your weekends off. That's good advice.
Yeah, for sure. I think part of that as well is also with college, there's a lot more free time. In high school, a lot of times you'll go to school at 8:45 and then you won't leave until 3 o'clock. And college is kind of the opposite, where you have a lot less class time. It's only 2 hours a day, but you have a lot more time to do your homework. So being able to really manage your time is a skill that's really useful to have.
One piece of advice I wish someone would have given me before starting college is to just make sure to put in time or schedule time to have for yourself especially at the end of the day. Just a little bit of time every day. I know for me, it's been so easy to get caught up in schoolwork and time with friends, that it's easy to kind of forget to just have that time for yourself at the end of the day. And especially for me, since I'm an introvert, that time away from people is so important in order for me to be my best self the next day.
Also getting familiarized where everything is. For example, not only campus-wise, but also where's your nearest pharmacy, where's your nearest grocery store, all those things, just to know location-wise, if you need it, you know where to go. A few things that UPrep did really well for preparing me for college were, I really liked that we had a lot of freedom when it came to choosing our schedule, because that helped me a lot when choosing and organizing my schedule in college. Don't do 8 a.m.s. That's, a lot of people say that, believe them. I'm glad I didn't do any. My earliest class this semester is at 9:35. Really, it's really early. It's really early college time.
I think for me, definitely self-advocating, knowing how to talk with teachers, talk with professors, talk with postdocs, talk with fellow students. College is really about meeting a lot of people, meeting a lot of new people, meeting a lot of really smart people. So being able to put yourself forward, talk with them, stand up for yourself if something didn't go right, that was definitely a big helpful skill for me.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, I think the close personal connections that we have, especially not between just the students, but also the faculty, is really special at UPrep. And I think being able to really value that and utilize that will really prepare you for college. I think one more thing as well, that's something that I feel is good, that UPrep really taught me, is just how to manage my time and also how to study and study properly and be able to efficiently study for an exam, as well as also just do homework efficiently without wasting too much time.
Honestly, UPrep prepared me for college in so many ways, but the one thing that comes to mind immediately is just in terms of academics. In terms of critical thinking and reading and writing, I took a course last quarter that all freshmen need to take called CTW, which is Critical Thinking and Writing. And the professor, going to that class, like basically the professor basically went over like what it means to think critically and write critically and read critically. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I've been doing these things like my whole time at UPrep. And so in that way, like I just already felt like I had kind of a jump start to college work. And I remember like being at UPrep, always hearing that like, you know, UPrep courses are going to prepare you for college, but like actually being in college courses now, like and seeing that in action, like really made me realize that like UPrep definitely gave me the tools and strategies to be successful academically.
One thing that I think UPrep does really well in terms of preparing its students for college is that UPrep equips every student with a social conscience and a sense of social responsibility. And I think that is truly an asset to any institution that you decide to attend. The world needs more people that are attuned to the feelings of others and have an insatiable desire to understand experiences that are not their own.
I think just asking for help. I think, as I mentioned beforehand, my process was very self-driven, but your parents are there to support you. I mean, your parents have had this on the brain for a very long time, that they knew that this day would come where you are going to enter this process and it's going to be chaos.
Maybe this is a little bit less transition, but it did happen pretty early on when I had first come to college. Telling my parents that I was gonna switch majors, you know, I had gone in with this plan. They were also in on this plan, and then all of a sudden I was like, hey, I'm dropping all these classes and switch over to different classes. It was a little bit of an awkward conversation, you know, how do you even bring it up? But actually, I think they were really understanding. You know, you go to college to figure out what you actually really enjoy doing and what you want to continue doing. So it was a conversation worth having.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think for me, like the biggest thing that was kind of like, I'm glad I did talk about it with my parents is kind of understanding what the social life in college is often, because I think a lot of times it can be kind of awkward if you don't talk to your parents about it, but if they really understand what's going on, and of course, I think a lot of them do understand what the typical like college experience is like, so kind of being able to have like an honest conversation about them with that is definitely a very useful thing to have, so it doesn't create any awkward situations in the near future.
Something that was awkward or a little awkward to discuss, especially if you're going out of state, with my parents was how often we were going to keep in touch, because in itself that sounds like, and it's really different for everyone, but I feel like having that conversation is really important, because during that first month we didn't really establish how often we were going to communicate, so we would just sporadically me and my parents, we would just contact each other. But then afterwards we found that like either they weren't, because there was also like a time difference, either they weren't available or I wasn't available, so kind of we ended up just figuring out a date and time that every week I was going to call them at this day at this time, and it was going to work for both of us. We look forward to it, and it's been working really well. So definitely figure out how often, when, what time you want to reach out to your parents, and don't forget to reach out to your parents.
What has brought me joy is just doing things that make me happy and surrounding myself with people who are like-minded. The people that you meet your first day may become your best friends, they may not, and that's okay. I do not have the same group of friends that I did my freshman year, and that's okay, because I realize what the kind of person I want to surround myself around is, and it's a little bit more similar to me. It's people who have a little bit of the same interests, it's people who are more driven, and I found myself with a really amazing group of people. I currently work as a resident advisor, which I do recommend depending on where you go. But the people that I've met through that, for instance, are a lot more similar to me, and they're people that I really do enjoy spending my time around. I'm a part of our drama club here, and I've met some really amazing people through there. So it's just, make sure that you just seek out things that made you happy in high school and see if, you know, that feels right, or if you click with those people. You know, college is very stressful. You're gonna have a lot of late nights, you're gonna have a lot of rough days, but if you can find things that make you happy or things that have brought you joy in the past that you know will make you happy, then I could not stress enough how important it is to just allow yourself some time during the day to do something that makes you smile or brings you fulfillment or joy.
Nicholas has brought me joy in college.
And Joseph has brought me so much joy as well. I think for me, though, honestly, is being able to kind of have clubs that really don't do anything, if that makes sense. Just like having, like here, like there's a tea club here that just like every week they have like a study break where they just give out a lot of tea and free food. I'm also part of like an Asian club that like just goes to Chinatown like every 2 weeks and whatnot. So there's definitely a lot of hidden gems throughout college campus where like you can definitely have like a nice like social time, get like a bunch of free stuff and really enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I'd say my answer is also the social aspect of college. Coming into college, I always, thought of myself as really introverted, quiet, not very social. Then when I came to college, obviously you're surrounded by people very often. And actually, I really enjoyed that. I think it's nice to share a living space with people share classes with people in the same major as you, always seeing people, always running to people at the dining hall that you recognize, people you recognize. But yeah, I think the social aspect, just having a lot of people, having a lot of friends has been the best part of our college.
For sure, yeah. You definitely make a lot more closer relationships here than I feel like anywhere else. Just because you have to spend time with them 24/7.
A long time.
Very, very long time.
Monumental personal growth and the realization that I know very little. Transformative experiences like college enable you to hone who you are, what you value, and what you hope to become. Furthermore, as you learn about many things through your classes, extracurriculars, friendships, etc., you'll start to realize how much you still have yet to learn.
Good luck, you've got this.
This has been our video.
Thank you, and good luck to the class of 2027. We wish you all the luck in your future endeavors.
Super excited to hear how everything turns out. It's gonna be great.
Good luck. You'll do great.
If it went well for Nicholas, it'll go well for you.
And that speaks for Joseph as well.
Feel free to cut this part.
Yes, that's
wow,
wonderful.
We're on the 5 minutes.
And we're doing amazing. We didn't laugh a single part.
Wait, breathing in, out. Thank you.